Hey guys, and just want to say happy Thursday. Welcome to PacketTrap 6.2 presentation. My name is Mike Plotkin. I'm one of the SCs here, and I'm joined with our marketing director, Elizabeth Buford. And we will be illustrating our new features. Try to stay a high-level overview. If you guys have any technical questions, please save them to the end or place them in the chat window, and we will get to them as soon as we can. If we can't answer everybody's questions today in this meeting, in this hour, rest assured we will reply to you forthwith later today at some point with those questions. So appreciate everybody joining us here. So just so you all know, we have a few releases we came out with last week, I believe March 19th, and that is the Avaya module, both for enterprise and small business, as well as the Cisco wireless controllers. We've added a few custom templates and are going to be working to improve that as well. We have also integrated with a PT-PSA solution. So I'm going to start my presentation by highlighting some of the features of PT-PSA and how it integrates in the workflow and whatnot. And then I'm going to swing over back to PacketTrap and cover the Avaya module and just show you guys around and take it from there. So PT-PSA, or formerly known as Blue Folder, Quest acquired them about a month ago, so we've done the integration. The initial integration is complete, so all your tickets, everything that is within PacketTrap will be submitted to PT-PSA and closed out, so complete round trip. The benefit of the PT-PSA is that it allows you to integrate with, Quickens, so you can have all your billables and accounting, your assets, your equipment, your labor contracts, your technicians, and all that from one screen to help you guys manage your business so you can see what your revenues are and your profits from one single screen. It also has the ability to create a customer portal. So you can create a customer portal for the end users so they can log in and create tickets on the fly for whatever issues they're having. So the workflow, this is a dashboard view right here. You got personal dashboard, which is kind of, everything's customizable in terms of what you can see on here. And you have your service dashboard. So from the personal dashboard, you just have the schedule for the individual user who's logged into it. And then you have the service dashboard, which will allow you to see your billables for that particular month, your open tickets, what's scheduled today, who's going out where, and whatnot. Creating tickets, so if a ticket is created within PacketTrap, it'll be submitted here, and then from this screen right here, you can manage to change the status, add a comment, assign the ticket to a particular technician. You can check their availability and drop a map so you can see where they are at that particular moment, and as well as the technician or yourself can add labor costs, expenses, materials to the particular invoice or ticket, I guess you want to call it, or work order. Those words can be used interchangeably. From here, you have all your calendars, all the schedules. The integration itself is pretty seamless, very straightforward, and I'll talk about that when we get into the PacketTrap side. I'll show you how to do that. It's under the Settings tab here, under API. So all you need is the credentials for the login, the URL, and this token ring that will come with the admin credentials. Again, as I mentioned, you can import and export certain data. If it's a cloud-based solution, we can use XML to import and export customer-related information such as tax codes, billing statements, labor rates, item lists, and whatnot. One of the things that you will have to do within Blue Folder is set up is user groups. User groups are pretty granular, so you can have many types of authority, or I should say levels of people that work within your company. So whether you have a bookkeeper, a sales technician, and you can give them different rights in terms of what tickets they can see, what views they can have, and whatnot. And then the customer portal allows end users to submit tickets, as I've mentioned before. Completely customizable as well, so your logo will actually go here. And in our next release, the 6.3, and moving forward, we will be integrating this into one seamless solution. So from one login, you will have everything between PT-PSA and PacketTrap. Now, some of you might be thinking that, obviously not everybody's going to be using PT-PSA as much as we'd like, but so we will still be moving forward with other integrations as AutoTask, ConnectWise, and TigerPaw create new fields and solutions, we will be also following them and integrating with them. So we're not going to lose out on that. We do understand that there's customers of PacketTrap that use other services, and changing ship in mid-course is not easy. So we're not going to move away from integration with those our PSA solutions as well. And that's a quick overview. Please feel free to go to our website, PacketTrap.com, and download a free trial of PT-PSA and just demo it. It's a cloud-based solution, so there's nothing really to download. You just create your login, and that's pretty much it, and you can test it out on your own time. I'm going to go ahead and jump into PacketTrap real quick and just show you the integration. It's pretty straightforward. Just double-click on it here. You'll be able to map out both the customers. So if you were to import customers through your existing customers, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or somewhere else, you can integrate between PacketTrap and the customers within PacketTrap and the customers that you have imported within PT-PSA, just as you would within ConnectWise or AutoTask. So pretty straightforward wizard. Map out all your tickets, configuration settings, and whatnot. Please make sure the PDF online that demonstrates the URL that needs to be placed into the configuration module, get rid of the settings and just put the 2.0 after the API /2.0 to make the integration work, and then just copy and paste the token ring, test it, and then you'll save the configuration. In here, you're going to put your company name, your location. This is what's going to go on the reporting. And that's another thing I did not mention within the PT-PSA is it's got very granular reporting in terms of comparing your service requests, open tickets, how much money you're making. So one of the things, let me work you through a quick workflow here, is when you create a new ticket, if we were to go create a new ticket, we can assign a contract to it, and whether it's billable or not billable, assign it to a particular technician. So when you run a report, you can see what your actual expenses are versus what your contract level is, versus what so you can manage your revenue versus what your profits are. And that's done within Blue Folder. Pretty simple configuration here. So it's not brain surgery, but if you need assistance, we do have a community with a PDF, and by all means, you can give us a call to find out more about the features and upcoming integration releases. Next thing I'd like to show you, I think, is sort of PT-PSA, and some of us may not be, is our Avaya module. Now, voice is becoming, telecommunication is definitely becoming, is on the rise. A lot of businesses are moving over to consolidate their bills, to increase operational efficiency with telecommunications, but having dropped calls and poor quality and whatnot, it needs to be managed, and it can be managed efficiently within PacketTrap now with the Avaya module, and we also integrate with Cisco IP SLA, and we'll be doing improvements on that as well. So the Avaya module comes in two forms. You got the enterprise version and the small and medium-sized businesses, depending on what you want, whether it's a PBS or just a simple Avaya IP office. So from the screen, you get a summary of all your phones, and one of the cool things is you actually do not need to add these phones within the PacketTrap device list. So these phones will be added within the module here. You got your live QoS statistics. So in the last hour, and I actually just enabled this for the demo purpose because we have to push this back into our test environment. Active voice streams, so these are all your active calls. You got packet loss, jitter, latency, the receiver, the sender IP address, and the start and time finish to that. The top 20, top 50, you got call history, MOS, latency broken down, last day, last hour, and then the configuration settings on this particular device. Avaya IP Office, summary of the calls, call history, and the iPhones connected to it. Or, I'm sorry, the IP phones. I read that wrong. And I'll talk about the alerting and the custom reporting that we can generate in a little bit. Cisco Wireless Controller, so you can manage your wireless access points. You can put this into a dashboard. So here we have 4 devices connected, their MAC address, the signal strength, and the, see here, the wireless protocol that they're using, the SSD card, and last time that this checked in. Let's jump into how we can create alerts. So I'm just going to go ahead and right-click on this module here. Setting this up is pretty simple. You just add the Gateway Communication Manager. you have the gateway, the IP phone, and just go through the wizard to enable these devices. Simply by adding the device to this configuration on the device, you have to point it to the agent that's monitoring it. In this case, it's the 207 that's monitoring this particular device. And these are all your IP phones, related devices to it, and the MOS score configuration. So you can determine what is the quality that you're looking for. On the policy settings, since these devices will belong to a particular policy here, we're going to go into the networking policy and click on Edit here. And this is where we will generate the alerts for the Avaya modules. So we have alerts for MOS, jitter, latency, packet loss, volume. Setting this up is fairly easy, and load and go deployment. To set up, give it a friendly name, the severity, priority, how you want to be notified, and whether you want to generate a service ticket within PT, PSA, or any other PSA tool that you guys are currently using. Okay, cancel on that. Does anybody have any questions at the moment right now? I'll take some questions right now. All right, we'll just wait for that to come through. Go back to the policy section here. So one of the other things we've done is we've added some custom templates. And you will find the custom templates right here on the alert section just by clicking Add Template. And each template comes with all the application event logs, Windows services, and actions that can be taken to remediate the issues within these templates. We have templates for backup, third-party AV, Exchange, SQL, domain controllers, SharePoint, and Windows SUS. And we'll be creating in the next several releases custom templates. So you can create your own custom templates and add them to the modules here. Furthermore, we have on this release, we've done an improvement within our scripting framework, meaning that you no longer have to copy and paste scripts into our module here. You can easily import and export them to a file within the computer or a shared drive somewhere. So if you were to go into Microsoft Script Center and copy the script that you'd like, tweak it a little bit, and you can import it straight from the file that you save it on. So you don't have to copy and paste it into PacketTrap. So for those folks that are not familiar with our scripting module, we use any kind of standard PowerShell language script. So that means that we have a built-in script library in here that's hard-coded into our device. This is all JavaScript. We use any standard PowerShell or any standard shell language script, command, prompt, VB, Perl, Java. Just as long as the interpreter is installed on the other end, we can run the script. Scheduling the scripts, pretty self-explanatory, simple. Just add a package of what type of script you want to run, whether it's just one script or multiple series of scripts based on if this script runs and returns this value, what next action you would like it to do. We can run scripts on multiple OSs, Linux, Mac, and Windows. And then you have the log of the scripts down here, and then the script schedule right here. So to add a script schedule, you just select the package, select the targets you want it to be run on, whether it's a device, a group, or a particular customer, and the time, who gets notified, the notifications, and you're pretty much done. Just click Run, check the script, and you can run it. Set it on a particular schedule. So scripts will be used for professional services, automating certain tasks, cleaning up temporary folders once a month. Remedial jobs that you guys normally would do manually by logging into the server, we can automate with the custom script. All right. And let me give me a second. We've also done, just so going back to the PSA integration, we've done improvements to ConnectWise, tickets on return, adding acknowledgments, additional configuration settings within PacketTrap to enhance the flow, setting up names, solutions, monitoring alerts, those routes that all the tickets are designated for, automatic synchronization of clients after a specified time interval, and map devices. We've also improved our mapping framework. So in the last release, the maps, when you had to redraw them, would be all redrawn. it no longer is the case. It will automatically update the map, so you no longer have to redraw the map. I do not have a complete test here, but let me see. I'll just give you to show you. So these connections, if we were to go into edit this map, update the layout, and add related network nodes. So it's not going to add every single device that we've added already previously. It's only going to update the ones that have not been added, and it's going to update the layout. So it's not going to change the way you've had the design map. Go ahead and skip that.
Mike, we have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have agents, or do we have agents for mobile workstations?
So we do not have agents for mobile workstations. If I can clarify that question, are you looking to manage a mobile device or log into either solution from a mobile device? Logging in is possible to PTPSA via the web. You can log in via the web. There's no specific app for that on the phone. Mobile device management is on the roadmap for the end of this year, so we will have that by the end of this year. On just a Cisco wireless controller, configuring is pretty much simple. It's done with a wizard, very similar to the Avaya console. We got Cisco standalone access points and related devices to it. And also we can alert and obviously monitor it from here as well. Reporting. So to report off Avaya modules, we have custom reports for that. So to create a custom report, click on Add, and we'll call this an Avaya report. And over here, we can base the report off Avaya call history, gateway, IP office stations, all the metrics that we collect from the device. We can create a custom report off that. So if you see here, I have PBX stations, metrics, configuration, the trunk group, the voice streaming, and whatnot. And same thing for the wireless access control point. So you can customize the report in any way you want to display the information. I can give you guys a quick run through that. So just populate these templates. We can add more templates to this. So these are all the things that we can add to the report: the MAC address, the model number, the software version, and any of these key fields that you feel are important to within your report. Some of these things, I would select the bottom ones probably for your customers. It's a little not too techy, and then these ones would be more for the technical features. So you can make 2 custom reports. So the other thing we've included is tutorials within the PacketTrap Studio. If you notice, when you log in, I'm going to go ahead and sign out real quick and sign back in to show you guys. Previously, we had it set up. This is a new version of that. One sec. This will display whenever you log in to PacketTrap to help you navigate the solution. If you're new to it or you're bringing on board new technicians, this will help them as yourself to navigate our product. So going into the community, setting things up, doing the traffic flow, and whatnot. It did not pop up on mine. I might have disabled it. Give me a second. Let me show you. Where is it? Totally forgot where it was. I'll get back to that. If you guys feel free, if you want to see it, go ahead and download it from PacketTrapMSP.com. You'll see it when you log in. There'll be a first window that pops up here that will display kind of help you guys get started guide. One thing I do want to highlight, this is something for the people that aren't our partners on this call here, is our network traffic flow. So just to show you some of the features that we have on this, this has been a while for some time, is the capability to look into customers' IT infrastructure and really get granular information and try to troubleshoot a network performance related issue. We have built-in tools such as Traffic Jam, where you can bombard the network with a bunch of packets, and you can specify the rate you're doing that in, and then to measure the effect it has on the network. So whether you're putting in a VoIP system or you're putting somebody going into a cloud-based infrastructure, you need to have the network running efficiently. So to do this, you would traffic jam the network and just let it run. Then you would correlate that information on the packet loss, the percentage of packet loss, the utilization on the interface, and the latency that the network experiences, and this will give you a good indicator of whether the load on the network can handle the increase in traffic to whether it's a cloud server or a VoIP or any other kind of network-dependent solution you put onto on your customers. This right here will also help you navigate and diagnose issues on the network, so you can see what ports people are going to. For instance, HTTP, port 80. I can see all the devices that they're going to, the trend chart, so I can see in a graphical display the information being sent, the destination, what port it's running on, the protocol, the number of packets in and out, and the timestamp when these particular events occurred, and also the percentage of bandwidth used. So for instance, I see Parker is the most. I can double click on his. I can see his individual bandwidth. This amount of data is broken into a couple layers: conversation, endpoints, domain, so we can see who's on WebEx. Drill down to the endpoint level, the protocol, and the interface level. So when you receive an alert that a particular interface is running high, you can use this tool to see which devices are actually consuming the most on that interface here. So by clicking on trend chart, it'll give you a nice little display of that information. And that is kind of a high-level overview of our new releases coming out. So we've also improved some database. So we've moved over to a new DB. I recommend everybody that has not, please do so. And I'll take any questions we have right now to kind of go over. One thing I did not mention, I talked about the ConnectWise PSA improvements. Let me talk a little bit about the AutoTask and TigerPaw ones. Automatic synchronization, this is TigerPaw. Automatic synchronization of the clients, the addition of callback functionality in TigerPaw, asset polling, and within AutoTask, device integration, serial number, location, vendor ID, ticket integration, so the ticket source, the due dates, close tickets on return to normal, acknowledgments within AutoTask, as well as the ability to configure computer use defined fields, as well as also the ability to map computer devices. So if anybody has any questions on the PSA or the new features in the Avaya module, how they can be used, how to set it up, we can go over that. As I explained, the wizard will take care of everything for you. On the device level for the Avaya and the Cisco, you just have to point the information that is being collected to the agent that's monitoring this. In this case, it's the MSP agent PC. So if I go into my total devices here, there's this agent right there. So we're sending all the information to this agent.
Hey, Mike, how is the traffic being collected?
Network traffic. So we support on the HP ProCurve switch that I showed you here. This switch happens to support SFlow. So by right tools, enable SFlow. I'll take you through the step real quick here. I won't re-enable it. Actually, on the HP ProCurve switch, it has to be done through the command line. So we would use our connection tool and telnet into this device. And I'll actually bring up a good point. Some devices are becoming a lot more web browser based. So you would telnet into the device, and on our community, if you just Google or search for SFlow, you will find the appropriate commands. There's only 3 to enable it. So this device supports flows, and that's why we can just simply go into the device, enable the MIB, and send the flows to the particular agent that's monitoring it. If a device does not support flows, we have our own PT flow built into the agent. And to enable that, so for instance, a D-Link or a 2-wire or a Netgear, lower-end switches that most small businesses use that do not support flows, on those devices, you would have to enable port mirroring and run a second landline to the nearest agent device and enable traffic analysis on that agent device. And all the packets will be mirrored to to that NIC card on the agent device, and you would just go into the agent device and run that same tool, enable traffic analysis. On the Sonic walls, for instance, a Sonic wall, you just simply right-click and you go into the web GUI to enable traffic flow on the flow configuration. So the Sonic wall, about, I think in October, came out with 10 devices, TZ210 or something like that. I don't recall off the top of my head, that support flows, so you can get flows off of those devices. Does that answer the question?
Yep. Also, another one is, hold on, let me look. The package policies, some more detail about those.
Sure. Let me pull one up. And we'll go ahead and just add, this is a default policy, but I'm going to go ahead and add a, let's do domain controller. So all you do is check this, and then you can actually go in here and unselect, what you want, what you don't want, notifying conditions met, notifying actions complete. So this is just setting it up, and you click on add, it adds that policy straight from here. So from here, if I double click on it, everything's built in. So we have conditions, service, DNS is running, file replication, messaging, Kerbos, net login and whatnot, and then you have actions if any one of these fails. And this is what the system will do, and we have a reset condition. One thing that you guys could add to the is a new escalation. So if a service was not fixed, it can re-escalate it. You don't really necessarily need to, but the new escalation will allow you to configure the interval in terms of when the alert is re-triggered, so that unless somebody acknowledges it. So the workflow would be you have an alert that's triggered. Let me go into one that has an alert triggered. Click on Manage here, and you acknowledge it, and that will disable the escalation. And then you can create a ticket if a ticket is already automatically not created within the PSA. And then once you're done working with it, either you close it out within the PSA, or if you don't have a PSA, you would just reset the ticket here. So this ticketing module is actually going to be replaced with PT-PSA in our next release when this becomes completely integrated. Does that answer the question on the custom templates, or was there another one you would like to look at? And also in the next release, we're going to be creating, as I mentioned, custom templates, so you can create your own templates and apply them. One of the best practices for within PacketTrap to do is when you create a server policy, create the basic server policy for all your servers. So whether it's a BlackBerry Enterprise or a HP, a Dell, each server, you can find services across the board, like DNS, for instance, and RDP that need to be run on all those devices. And simply what you would do is you would right-click, copy this, so this way it will copy all the monitors that you've created on this server policy and create a new policy. Create a new policy, I can't spell. You create a new policy, and that'll copy all the alerts, and within this new policy, for instance, an Exchange, you just add those Exchange monitors to it.
Yeah, that's it.
So, we got time for some questions. I didn't think it'd be, I could run this through it fast. But if anybody wants some more clarification, we have some time, I can dive deeper into our solution. Oh, one thing I did want to mention that was brought up on the how to enable flows is we have a tool. So before, how do you access a web GUI on a switch, a router, a firewall if it's behind the net? There's one way to do that is, well, there's two ways now. Well, three ways. There's either you access the public IP address of the firewall, which you shouldn't have, or you would have to RDP into the customer's server, and then from there launch a web browser to go into the switch. With PacketTrap, we created a tool connection, a web proxy. So if this switch is not on my LAN, I can still connect to it via the web GUI. And this proxy is through the agent and simply connects its connection to the switch or the router, firewall, any networking device. So you can manage your networking related devices via the web GUI now without having to know all the commands. Very cool tool, and I like to use it a lot. So the Avaya module is really great. Just want to highlight that. with things moving into telephony and whatnot, we can put into the dashboard. The dashboard also can customize a view for your customers, such as this, and for yourself to take a look at the overall network performance. And we can add now Avaya gadgets to it. So all sorts, everything you saw within that Avaya module there, we can add a gadget and put everything under one roof there. So you can look at all your call histories and really give your customers a better degree of performance that they need. Since everything's kind of going through the internet now, you got to make sure that the network can support this. So if somebody's sitting there streaming YouTube, it may affect the performance of the VoIP system that you have. And that's where the traffic flow kind of comes in. The network traffic flow, if you guys are not using Avaya, will still help you diagnose the issues on the network, because Avaya is an application still running. It's still communicating with devices, so there's still network-related spikes and whatnot, so you can still manage that through the traffic flow module. So we go into here, and we go into configuration, communications, or conversations, I should say. You can still see all the conversations, and we can see, for instance, the top 250 if we wanted to, and a nice little trend chart here to see which one has the biggest spike. So if Sally's there streaming YouTube, we can diagnose that problem.
Michael, will we be adding other IP PBX vendors?
Yeah, we will be. As you know, there's thousands of them, so it's opportunity cost. We are looking into ShoreTel, Nortel. I'm not one to say which ones we're actually going to move forward to with, but there will be, moving forward, we will be adding other Avaya modules. What I recommend is if you have some specific vendors that you'd like MyTel or something like that, that you would go into our community, and if you visit our community, on the, we have a tab here. So this is a built-in community just for people that aren't aware of PacketTrap. I didn't want to give a full-on demo of PacketTrap, but we have an Ideas tab. Where did it go? There it is, an Ideas tab. And you can go in and share your ideas of how we can improve our solution. As well as you know, you guys are in the trenches, and we want to hear back from you. We want to know what ways we can improve our solution. And also coming in this year, we're actually going to be redoing the UI completely. The workflow is, KISS right now, but it will be a lot more friendly with our new UI. So we would love the most suggestions of how we can do that. So if you have a suggestion for a particular VoIP vendor that you feel that we should integrate with, please put that on the community. And what can happen, what will happen is people will go in, our partners will go in and vote on it. So the more votes it receives, the faster it will get to the front of the line of development. And we have meetings every 3 to 4 weeks. We go through the community and we see which solutions we can integrate with. Obviously, there's opportunity cost on our end that we have to consider. There's, the market, the size of the market this particular vendor has. Is it going to affect all our customers, or is it just one single person? So that we take a lot of that into consideration, and also whether this is actually, feasible or not. So we will consider every single idea. We have a sort of litmus test of what we feel we can do and what we can't do. One thing I did want to mention on the custom scripting, for those of you that don't know, we don't have that many scripts baked, hard-coded into our solution, but since we have a built-in community, all our scripts are online here. So all you need to do is just go to all scripts, find a script, and now since you can just save that script into a file, you can import it using our import-export manager within the custom script module. Cisco UC. So that is also on the roadmap. Unified Communications, that is definitely on the roadmap as well. And if any of you are interested in chatting about the roadmap or whatnot, you can shoot me an email. We can schedule a call. Obviously things changed a little bit, but UC is definitely on the roadmap. We are looking at NAS and really we want to be the vanguard in terms of monitoring network-related devices. So at the moment, you can monitor NAS and I forget the other one. There's NAS and I forget the network storage. It's not coming to my head, but you can monitor that through syslog, SNMP, SAN. There we go, SAN. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Right. We can monitor those through SNMP traps. I don't know what HP EVAs are. We can monitor that through SNMP traps, high-end SAN. Okay. SNMP traps, syslog, custom SNMP monitors. We can monitor it that way. So one of the things we have is a MIB library. So when you run a tool, which let me show you here. So an SNMP walk, it'll pull the OIDs, and with the MIB library, you can differentiate what that particular OID is referring to and create custom SNMP monitors for temperature, fan speed, disk arrays, most likely through SNMP traps is best practice. We can monitor all those, and the way you would go about monitoring disk arrays and whatnot, whether through an HP or Dell Open Manager, Office Manager, I forget what it's called, you'd have to configure to send the local traps, to send the traps to the local host, and our agent is listening to the traps on the local host, and it'll just pick it up and send it out. But yes, UC and SAN is definitely on the roadmap. It'll probably most likely be a module such as a VIA. And again, I recommend that if that is something you really want, please go to our community and vote on it if you have not already. It's cool. Anything to make your job easier. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. That's why we do these kind of meetings. That's why the community is built into the product. If you guys want, let me give you a kind of high-level overview of some features that are coming. Is asset management. That's going to be coming in terms of auto-populating it. We can report off it right now and work with that. There's a few others. I'd have to take a look. So any of you are interested in talking about roadmap and stuff like that, I'll talk to our existing customer base about that, and we can take it from there. Any other technical related questions on the Avaya Cisco wireless control? I know they're pretty self-explanatory. I'm not sure about that. We can definitely take that conversation. So you're talking about SNMP traps? So if anybody has any other questions on the Cisco stuff, 6.2, 6.3. It's 6.3. But I'll take, we can take questions on the Cisco wireless and the VIA stuff. And if not, you guys got my contact info. And let me pull this up. Any questions on the PTPSA stuff? Anything you guys want to see on that?
All right, one more question, Mike. Can you run active VoIP tests by sending synthetic packets to the network and measure MOS score from the response?
I believe so. Let me see here. So we can measure, we can do a traffic jam, which will send packets, which will bombard the network with a bunch of packets. And you can set the frequency of the packets you want to send. So the answer is yes. And then you will measure through the module, then you can see what the fluctuation is within the MOS and jitter.
And then can you show the PSA interface?
Yeah, absolutely. So right here, you send traffic jams when I answer that question, and percent of bandwidth that you want to generate. The PSA interface. So there's two interfaces here. This is it right here. You got all your modules up here, your tickets, your calendar, your equipment list, which all can be imported. The billing, there's a QuickBook import tool, so if you guys are using QuickBooks, you can import all your accounts and billables and stuff like that into the PSA, so you can run reports from this module, and you can also export that stuff into QuickBooks as well. Put in your contracts. So you have two pretty much dashboards you can want to look at, personal and a service dashboard. The service dashboard is actually this one right here that I'm looking at. It'll show you all the tickets that are open, what's going on today, the upcoming events, and all the recent activity, who's been assigned to it. You can search for criteria. You can go and see what the billables are for, like, for instance, March. You double-click on that, and you can see everything that you've billed, who owes you money and whatnot within this solution here. It opens up through a new tab, and you can print out this or export it to Excel. There's also a customer-facing portal that customers can create a link to, and I had that on my other server, but don't anymore. Also, just to kind of throw it in there, it's the end of the quarter for us, and we got March Madness fever here, and I know the sales team is closing out business, and they, if you guys are interested and you like what you see, you want to find out more, let me give you my direct number. It's 415-293-6516. You guys can give me a call. I can put you in with your service rep. We can talk a little bit more about features, functionality, and if you like what you see, we can get you guys a smoking deal this month for March Madness.
All right. One more question about the PSA. You can set up contracted hours, and the PSA will automatically deduct those hours as you do billable work for that client. Can you show that on the PSA side?
So let me, can you read that to me one more time?
Here, I'm going to let you read it.
All right. Do I have it in my chat window too?
No.
No. I understand you can set up contracted hours, and the PSA would automatically deduct those hours as you do billable work for that client. Yeah, okay. So what you will do is you'll have a contract. So you set up a contract. That's one of the first steps that you do as part of the onboard. You go to new contract, set it up, whether applying the taxes, and there's also a way you can apply taxes. You can import those as well. The hours, whether it's unlimited or whatnot. So you have a contract here with the amount and whatnot. Then when you go into actually create a ticket, when a ticket is created, or when you go and manually create a ticket, for instance, this one right here, see here, where is it, billing, you can apply it to the contract, and that is applied to the contract. So right here you have your cost, total, profit, margin. This is off the contract. Let me find it right here. Attachments, items. Let me go through a new ticket creation. I can see that there. So give it the description, the customer name, the location, the contract, and then over here you select the equipment that you need to use, whether it's billable, non-billable, and then the contract that you would use. So this would be applied from the contract, and when you run the report, that is where you will see the expenses versus the revenue, the profits, and whatnot in the sales and profitability report. And you can also customize reports within Blue Folder, PacketTrap PSA. I gotta stop saying that. Does that answer the question?
Yep. Yeah. Yes, it does. Thanks, Scott.
Cool. So yeah, I'll leave you guys, with March Madness fever. Please reach out to me if you guys have any questions. And one sec, I have to put up a slide. I'm trying to find it here. Oh, there we go. All right, guys, that's the email too, so if you have any questions, you can reach out to that. Scott Hall, question, Stan. Shoot. Or did we already answer that? Okay. A little late direction on me, my part. Great, guys. Well, I'll stay online for another couple of minutes. If anybody has, I was just commenting on the SAN as a name. Oh, yes, that is what I was looking for. Yep, exactly. Thank you. I knew it was starting with storage area something. Couldn't get the last word in there, even though we're all network-based here. Kind of funny. You guys have my contact info. I'll be happy. I'll reply to you forthwith, as soon as I can if you have any detailed questions. And feel free to visit our website and download either or solution up here. PTPSA is web-based, so you can just log in and view it that way. PacketTrap MSP, you do have to download a trial version of that, but it's pretty simple to use, easy to get going, and you'll see that pop-up window that I was referring to before. Let me actually just find it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was informative. You guys got something out of it. Again, please give us a call if you guys are interested in our products and would like to take advantage of the March Madness promotion we have going on. And either way, please feel free to download, evaluate it, and look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.